Hello guys, so I'm back here. Let me just finish this. I was doing a little bit of troubleshooting. I don't know, every day with this streaming there's problem upon problem or problem. So please, I am back here. I'm coming. I'm informing the people that were watching. Yeah, it's just so sad. Okay, so yeah, so I'm actually continuing the stream. It's just so sad that this happened. Yes, honestly, really, really, really sad. But then let's get on. See, I was actually researching on this. I don't know it's a problem, and I don't know how to restart OBS. I'm using OBS, so I had to restart OBS all over again to be able to get this working. So I'm going to close this right away. I was actually in the middle of talking about protocols when OBS decided to do its thing. I don't know, it did some auto stopping something, just stopped everything for me. And if I actually notice on my channel, you notice that there are some upcoming videos, but then I don't know anything about it. So we are going to continue into this basically, just very simple. Okay, so we're talking about protocols when I was rudely interrupted, and I was talking about the different types of protocols, which I've already explained that protocols are basically certain rules that computers or devices in networks have to follow. So the same way human beings have certain rules that we have to follow whilst we are on the internet, the devices we use also follow certain rules on the internet. And it's not only on the internet, in our rooms like this, or in your room where you have your personal area network, your phone, your laptop, your router, your Wi-Fi, anything you have in your room or any device you have in your room follows a particular protocol. Then I was mentioning some examples of these protocols. We have TCP, we have IP, we have UDP, we have POP, we have SMTP, FTP, HTTP. These are basic things. That's the transmission control protocol, the internet protocol, user datagram protocol. And I also talked about the TCP and the UDP. These are like most of the bosses, or like these are the bosses in networks. These protocols are mostly what our devices communicate with servers with. This is what they use to do three-way handshakes and the likes. Yeah, then we have the internet protocol, very common one. I've done a video about it on my channel on TikTok and Instagram as well. Just look for GHL on any of these platforms and you would see me there. Yeah, GHL, JEHIEL. So you see me on these platforms. Okay, yeah. Then we have the UDP. I've talked about it. We have post office protocol. It's in the name, post office, and it's even the POP3 is designed for receiving incoming emails. Then we have SMTP, that's a simple mail transport protocol. Oh, I made a mistake in this video. Wow. So the SMTP is designed to send and distribute outgoing email. So while this one is sending and distributing, this one is receiving incoming. Wow, I really didn't read in depth in this and I made a video about it. I'm really sorry about that. Then we have the file transfer protocol, and actually that's a video that I edited today. That will be going up around 12 a.m., 11, 12 a.m. there on all my platforms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and yeah, I think yeah, these three platforms. That's where I do all my content on. So we have FTPs, we have the hypertext transfer protocol, and this is mostly used in browsers. So even browsers also have certain rules that they have to follow. In the networking layers, a browser would be at the application layer. So the browser interacts, the user interacts with the device through the browser, something like that. But then the browser also would also interact with servers then to bring you all the websites. So this page that I am on right now, I am using Firefox, and then I typed something in the search bar. It's searched for it, so it's looked through a lot of Google servers to be able to give me results, and that's because of HTTP. So now I clicked on a particular link and it brought me here. It showed me web pages, or it showed me a web page, and that's because of HTTP. So you see, HTTP is abbreviated as Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Then we have the S, which means secure. So when I was talking about Facebook here, and I mentioned, um, phishing, smishing, and the likes. When you are getting hacked or when you visit certain websites, the easiest way to identify it is, I can't use my Zoom, I would have showed you, but at the top here, there's a key on the search bar or in the search bar, and this shows you that the website is secure. And also, if you notice in the browser or in the search bar, this is HTTPS, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured. This means that the website is secured. If I used um my reliable website cloner to copy or clone this site, and then I deployed it and then you visited it, you will notice that it is a fake because you wouldn't see that secure there and some other things. There's a lot to it. So these are protocols. Your devices or the devices you use in your whole network, or yeah, in your room or in the internet and everything, have to obey certain principles. They don't have to breach these principles, otherwise you wouldn't get the best experience. Okay, so now let's continue into our presentation. Yeah, so we've done protocols, then we are moving on to firewalls, and this is getting interesting. If you notice, I mentioned way back into our little video that with IoT, I'll be giving you a disadvantage with IoT. Yeah, that's after firewalls, and also firewalls also play a really great role in IoT too. What's a firewalls then? Let me search. Oh wow, I hope I didn't make any mistake. Yeah, okay. So let's move into firewalls. Now we'll be asking ourselves what firewalls are. A firewall is a security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic. Firewalls can be used to block malicious traffic such as viruses, worms, and then other things. And then it protects sensitive data. Let me show you something on my computer real quick. We are going to do this control R. We are going to move into our control system, our control panel. The way to do this is just to type in control, then we click on enter. This opens up our control panel. You can just search here for firewall, just firewall. Search here for firewall. Then we will see here there's windows different. This is actually not really quick. Let me use a very easy way. So system and security, there we go. Then why is it that I'm not seeing it? Yeah, there we go. Check firewall status. So Windows Defender firewall, we click on it. Then let me expand this whole thing for you so you see what I'm talking about here. What do we see here? We have private networks. It means that the network I'm connected to, or the Wi-Fi I'm connected to, is a private network. But then when you come at this side, notice I don't know why you wouldn't be able to see it. But then when you look on the left side of your control panel, you would see an option which says allow apps or features through Windows Defender. When you click on this, it's taking some time. See, all these are applications, all these are systems, all these are certain things inside our computer that allows us to get a cool experience. But then these same systems or these same processes or applications that allow us to get a good experience are the same applications hackers can use to breach into our system. So what you do is that when you install a new application, you have the privilege or you have the authority or the power to set limits to that particular application. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but then with the application I've just highlighted here in blue, it has been disabled, and this application is core networking diagnostics. I defaulted all my firewall settings at some point, so I haven't touched them since. We have the private and then we have the public, and you have the ability or you have the privilege to choose which one should be enabled. What the private and the public settings or part of the firewall does is that you could be connected to a private Wi-Fi or a public Wi-Fi, and or a public network, private network, and you will need to give access to certain applications, and these applications would be allowed to run, or yeah, will be allowed to run on your system based on the kind of setting or the kind of what criteria that you keep it at. I could do more things with the firewall. I could also set restrictions for those applications. Quick something with my Cisco packet tracer. This is it. On a normal, what happens is that when I open it, it would also open a different, shall I say, in browser for me, and to send me to their website. That's what it was doing on a normal, and it was repeating. So what I did was that I went into my firewall and I created a restriction. It's over here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. Hmm. It's supposed to be right here. Then I'm supposed to go into change settings. So sorry. I forgot where I even went to. Ooh. But then yeah, what happens is that I am able to set restrictions to that application, that Cisco Packet Tracer. So normally I use Cisco Packet Tracer offline. I don't like use the internet to do anything with it. So I have blocked Cisco Packet Tracer to access the internet. That is what the firewall does. The firewall secures your devices. It secures your system and everything. You also have the ability to turn it off or turn it on. It's here. Turn Windows Defender Firewall on or off. When I click on it, it will open another option here for me, and then you can choose to block it and then do other things. It's here. Block all incoming connections, including those in the list of allowed applications. You can do a lot of things here. Turn off Windows Defender Firewall, and they put it in bracket there, not recommended, because Windows or Microsoft is wise enough to know why they gave you the firewall. So this is what it does. If you watch Wreck-It Ralph, when Ralph broke the internet, they had to go through a firewall to be able to get access to, I think, something. I've forgotten the whole plot. But then that's what the firewall does. The firewall is a security guard to your whole network. So if you are in what if you are in a meeting with IT people, or you are doing a discussion, and you are watching the news or something, and then they'll be like, hackers broke or hackers breached the firewall of the company. Hackers did this to the firewall of the company. Your firewall is weak. Your firewall is da 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 da. Just know that they're trying to tell you that your security or the security of your device is shaky, because the firewall does everything. Once you are connected to a network, or once you have your whole network, like something in your room, your firewall comes in. When you are connected to the internet, your firewall has to play a certain role, and that is security. There are other things that you know in this, but then this is something you should know. Yeah, okay, so we are moving on to the 10th point. That's the last point, and this is going to be in relation to the IoT, as I mentioned earlier, telling you what IoT does. So there we go. That's the man in the middle. This is very spooky. The man in the middle. So what does the man in the middle do basically? So a man in the middle attack is an attack in which an attacker a man in the middle attack is an attack in which an attack please, if you're watching, let me know. Let me know, please. Share your thoughts, share your opinions. If you have opinions about what I'm doing, or you've learned something new, I want to know it. So do that in the comment section. Yeah, so a man in the middle attack is an attack in which an attacker intercepts communication between two parties and relays them to each other, while injecting malicious content in the process. So I want to try and use examples here so that you understand what I'm trying to see. So we are going to be using this. This is oh my god, this is contact A. This is contact B. Now contact A is sending messages to contact B. but then there's a third party in it. Okay, let me try to find something for you. I really want to explain this thing to you. Okay, so I'm going to be using this. So contact is just as simple as this. This is it. This guy is the man in the middle. When he is able to get access into your whole like messaging and things, he would be able to decrypt information, because when you are sending messages over the internet and all of that, sometimes your messages are encrypted. Encryption is basically the process of securing files or securing packets so that hackers cannot understand what it is. So if you had something like A, B, C, D, and what encryption does is that it changes this ABCD to dollar sign, hashtag, hashtag A, B, 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 D, 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 Z. So if I'm sending ABCD, if this guy is sending ABCD to this other black guy, it is hashtag, hashtag, dollar sign at A, B, 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 D, 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 Z. So the man in the middle wouldn't understand anything. But then what happens if your encryption is down or if your encryption is weak? This man in the middle has intercepted. When he intercepts you like this, he will be able to get whatever information that you are sending to this. So he gets the information, then he sends it over to this other guy. So he is also reading it. So you send something, the money is in the drawer, it is in the right drawer. Then you send it over. This guy would has hacked the whole connection and everything. He's reading the messages, then he will still relay it back. So it's like back in SHS or back in secondary school, you are sending a love letter to, let's say, your crush. Then you give it to her friend to give it to your crush. Then her friend reads it before sending it to the crush. That friend is the man in the middle. You are using middleman, middleman. Middleman will eat your money. Do their job yourself. You are doing middleman. So basically, that is what the middleman attack does. That is it. It's as simple as that. And this can be noticed in a lot of fields. It's noticed everywhere. And I want to give a practical example. An example of this is in what's the name of this movie? The Imitation Game. So with the Imitation Game, what happens is that the Americans are fighting. We're fighting with the Germans, or no, they were fighting the Germans or the Russians, something like that. And then yes, the Russians, and then they were able to intercept messages that were sent to their allies. And then this message is known as the Enigma, and no one could be able to hack it, no one could be able to decode this message. So the US Army put some people together, great minds together, and then they were able to develop a computer like machine that was able to decode the Enigma, and with that they were able to win the war. So what happened here is that the US became the man in the middle between Russia's allies. Then they were able to get into it. Then they basically got their information, decoded it, and then used it against them. That's what hackers do. Now, how does this relate to the IoT that I said here? So assuming I have this guy, and this guy is my smart, let's say smart bulb. So I'll be like, let me get my phone. This is actually so nice. So I'll be like, hello Amazon, send on my smart bulb, and then it turns it on. All of that. How is this happening? Basically, your smart bulb is from a particular company. So when you issue a command like that to it, it is using internet. How is this getting internet? It's getting connection to your ISP through your router or your mobile Wi-Fi. But then it is also connected to a particular company. This device, this smart bulb, is connected to your company. So let's say this is our company here. So what is happening now? The smart bulb is connecting to this company, and the same way as I said, the man in the middle would come, he will do an attack, and whilst you are being connected to like your company, the smart bulb is sending information to the coming back and forth. Note that this smart bulb is in your network. This smart bulb is also connected to your Wi-Fi. So the man in the middle would intercept the connection going on between the smart bulb and then the company. When he intercepts that connection, he can be able to use that to be able to get into your network, or it can also use that connection to send in attacks, viruses, a lot of dangerous things into your network. Your small network that you are managing, your phone and on your laptop, and probably your smart TV. He would send viruses into it and then to damage everything. That is what the man in the middle does. Oh, I didn't even show you. This is what I'm talking about. So I am linking the man in the middle. That is our 10th point. I'm linking the man in the middle to the IoT and how they relate to it, like how they are related. And that's the disadvantage with IoT devices, especially the cheap ones you get from Alibaba and AliExpress and things. I didn't see anything. I beg you. I beg you. Yeah. Please, if you're watching, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Yep. It's actually very good to know what you are thinking, to know how this video is impacting you. So that's just it. That is it for this video. That's what the Internet of Things does with the man in the middle. I just wanted to explain that to you so you would understand it. So there's a solution to this kind of threat actually. What you do is that you have to create an isolated network. So what happens is that your IoT devices, that is your light bulbs, your smart light bulbs, your smart ovens and everything, they will be connected to your router, all right, but then there should be an isolated network so that they have their own network whilst your main devices that you trust are also in a particular network. So when you create that isolation, the hacker, even though he will be able to get access to the smart bulbs, he will not be able to get into your main network. And that's actually very great. So thank you for watching this video and reaching this far into it. OBS tried to show me shaggy, but then it didn't work. It didn't work at all. I had to finish this video. So on my channel, you will see a part 2. There's a part 1 and it's a part 2. So please watch the part 2 to it will help you. Watch the part 1 and watch the part 2. And it's very long. You can take your time to watch everything. I'll try repurposing this video so that you'll be able to get more understanding short formly. I am GL and we'll talk again. But until then, bye. Yeah. Stop. Where's the mouth? Yeah, bye.